Hello again, people of the internet from Machu Picchu. Oh, I really gotta, where'd it go? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh. Hello again, people of the internet from Machu Picchu. Somewhere back there. I can't find it. Hello again, people of the internet from Machu Picchu. Hello again, people of the internet, but this time from Jacksonville, Florida. Duval! My name is Angie, and this is my travel vlog. A few months ago, I went to the beautiful country of Peru, and it was amazing. I had an excellent time, and when I first got back, I started this 5-part series of my 8 days there. This video is number 3 of that series. As you may have already guessed, it will be about getting to and being in Machu Picchu. But first, let's talk about getting from Lima to Cusco. Lima is at about sea level, and Cusco is a little over 2 miles above sea level. And that shit will really get to you. That elevation is no joke. As soon as we got off the plane, which the plane ride was amazing, by the way, the view of the Andes were breathtaking. But as soon as you get off the plane, you can feel that you are in the mountains. And you might feel like you're going to die. And you probably won't, as long as you make sure you listen to your body. But like, I could barely breathe as soon as we got off the plane. But the Andean people have found a way to conquer that. And that is by drinking or chewing these beautiful leaves called coca leaves. I'm in love with the coca. Seriously though, like I loved it. I loved it. I put it in my coffee, I drank it as tea, I chewed it, but mostly because it just made me feel better and it made my mouth a little tingly too, which was pretty tight. And yes, coca leaves are what cocaine is made from, but you need a lot more ingredients than that to give you the same effects as cocaine. So it's not like really a drug, but it's kind of a drug, but whatever. You need it while you're there. Maybe not you, but I definitely did. Anyways, as you may remember from one of my earlier videos, I said that I don't like to book anything before I go just because I don't know what I'm going to want to do and when I'm going to do it while I'm there, and I don't like to commit to those kinds of things. So as soon as we landed in Cusco, we went to a booking agency and they helped us get everything squared away. So we only had 5 days in Cusco, which wasn't a whole lot of time to get properly acclimated before we tried to do all of these different activities. And all the activities that we wanted to do were at different elevations anyway, so I don't think we would have ever gotten used to it, especially with the short amount of time that we had. So we decided that we would go to Machu Picchu the next day since we landed at 11 a.m. and we thought that would be enough time to get at least a little bit acclimated. Plus Machu Picchu is like 7,000 feet, which is 4,000 feet less than Cusco. So I thought maybe it would help me acclimate a little better, but I was wrong. It didn't really help, but hey, I only had a short amount of time, so I had to do what I had to do. I wasn't gonna miss something just because I might die. Anyways, after our day of rest, it was time to head out at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So, loaded with coca leaves, we were ready for our adventure. And we hopped on a bus and took it to Ollantaytambo. I was not feeling it though. And everyone else was like, same. I tried to fall asleep on the bus, but you can't really do that when you're chewing coca leaves nonstop. So I was up for most of it. I want to say it took maybe like 3 hours to get to the train station, but the sun was finally rising and we could see the surrounding mountains and it was beautiful. If you feel like you forgot something, don't worry. There are so many places on the way to Machu Picchu to stop and get whatever you might need, like a hat, scarf, bug spray, whatever. You're so cute. The train getting from Ollantaytambo to Aguascalientes was amazing. It had windows on the roof so that you could get a good view of the surrounding Andes as you go. Nellie and I were in good spirits even though we were exhausted. We were laughing and joking around, and I just want to point out that she said that I had a smart idea. That was a smart idea. I'm a smart girl. And after a few hours, we finally arrived in Aguascalientes, which is the last stop before getting to Machu Picchu. Now, booking a one-day tour can be kind of stressful because it is a lot of travel time and a lot of waiting. You also have to wait for your certain time slot. You can't just go whenever you want. So we spent a lot of time in Aguascalientes waiting for our time slot. I'm just gonna say right now, if you have more time in Peru, definitely do not do the day tour. It is exhausting. Do a few days and stay in Aguascalientes, or stay in Ollantaytambo and then stay in Aguascalientes, but it is so much. I think the travel time getting there was like 7 hours and then you have to get back. So our whole day was like an 18-hour day. I mean, it was amazing and I would definitely do it again, but if you have more time, take it easy, go slow. Anyways, Aguascalientes is a really cute little town and there are a lot of things to see and do while you're there. But as I said, the elevation was really getting to me, so I tried to hike up and down and explore, but I really couldn't do it for very long without feeling really sick. I wanted to save my energy for Machu Picchu, so I decided to sit at a restaurant and have a couple coffees while I was waiting to go up there. And then, finally, it was time to go! So, you take a 30-minute bus ride from Aguascalientes to Machu Picchu, and then you have to wait for your tour guide to go in. So as I said earlier, you cannot go in without a tour guide. And they have tour guides there that you can book. I don't know how expensive it was, but we did have people asking us, hey, do you need a tour guide? Hey, do you need a tour guide? But we just said no. Anyways, when you first go in, you will see one of the most amazing views of Machu Picchu. I am one of those people that look around a lot, and so I did not hear a lot of what my tour guide was saying. I do know that he was very informational, but like, look at this. Like, look, it's got zebra. Also, llamas. Like, look at that llama butt. When I did actually stop and listen though, I realized that he was very informative. And I also learned that Machu Picchu is not as old as I once thought it was.
When Machu Picchu was built, it began to be built in 1450 in the government of Pachacute.
Also, I thought it was pretty tight being able to walk amongst the ruins. Everything is so well preserved, but I guess it's not really that old, which is probably why, but still amazing nonetheless. And we saw a fucking chinchilla. A chinchilla! That's like seeing a hamster in the wild in Africa or wherever they're from. It was crazy. It was so cute. I loved it. It looked like a cross between a rabbit and a squirrel and I guess just a rabbit and a squirrel. I don't know, but it was freaking adorable. I can't understand how people would make coats out of those things. They're so cute. After about a good hour and a half to 2 hours in Machu Picchu, it was time to say goodbye. And we had to wait in Aguascalientes for a few hours before we could get our time slot for our train to go home. So that was really frustrating. We were exhausted because like I said, we'd been up since 3 a.m. But you know, it was worth it, like I said, because we got to see freaking Machu Picchu. Also, we got to eat this amazing food, and while we were having our dinner, the first responders of Aguascalientes were running a simulation, and we got to see a bunch of people who were not actually injured being carried down by a bunch of Peruvian men, which some of them were really cute. I kind of developed an obsession for Peruvian men or just Hispanic men in general. So if you're watching and you're Hispanic and you're single, like, what's up? Oh yeah, and I got to try alpaca for the first time. All in all, the experience was amazing and I wish I could relive it, even being tired and being frustrated or whatever, I would do it a million times over because everything was just amazing. It just seemed like the universe had aligned for things to happen the way that they did. Also, I had a really good travel companion, so it was really easy to stay in good spirits for most of the time. Also, fun story, on our way back from Ollantaytambo to Cusco, we were driving in the front seat of the van, which was really sketchy at first. Nelly and I were a little afraid, but we were driving and we saw these lights on the top of the cliff. And a long time ago, Nelly had told me about these pods that you could stay in. You have to literally scale a cliff to get to these pods. I don't know how high up it is, but it's sketchy as fuck. And we were like, oh, I wonder if these are the same pods that you told me about. Like, you literally eat in it, poop in it, sleep in it. It's crazy, but it's awesome. And I was like, I wonder if those are actually them. And the driver that we were sitting next to didn't really speak very good English, but he said something about a hotel when we were pointing at them. And so we were like, oh, maybe that is it. So I took a screenshot of where we were on the GPS just to see if it was around the same area. And then we looked it up the next day and it was the same place. And it was so awesome to see. And if we wouldn't have done everything that we did and saw everything that we saw and waited as long as we waited, we wouldn't have seen it. So, you know, everything happens for a reason. And even though it was a tough day, it was still one of the best days of my life. So I'm really happy that I did that. And I'm happy that I had my best friend with me. Don't get sappy, Nelly. I know how you are. And here we are at the end of my video, and I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Gracias. Salamat. Palaminderit. But I do want to summarize a couple of things for you before I do let you go. So, number one, try to allow yourself some time to get acclimated. That elevation is no joke. Number two, if there is a way around it, do not do the one-day tour. It is exhausting. It was 18 hours from start to finish. And like I said, it was worth it. And if that's all the time that you have, then yeah, great, do it. Don't miss it. But if you have time to do it a different way, just do it a different way. Number three, chew coca leaves, drink coca tea, do all of the coca things because it will make you feel better. I promise you, it will make you feel better. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, be sure to share it somewhere on one of your social medias or something. Be on the lookout for my next video. I will be talking about my favorite part of Peru, the Rainbow Mountain, which is what I even wanted to go to Peru for in the first place. It is one of the most amazing things that I have ever seen, and I cannot wait to show you guys. But I had to show you Machu Picchu first because it was also super amazing. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye. If you enjoyed this video and have the desire to see more, be sure to hit subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on my other social medias. I hope to see y'all next Wednesday. Toodaloo, motherfucker.